Hey fam, I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be just answering some questions. No particular hair that we're talking about today, but I get so many questions under my videos, and I want to thank you guys so much for all your support and for asking all the questions and telling me all the tea and everything. Like, I really do appreciate it. So what I want to do is, I know I take time and I do go through and I answer the question for you, but I get duplicate questions all the time. So what I want to do is just take this video to just go through some of the questions and answer them for you, like the most common questions that I get. Let's just discuss it. So grab you a snack, get you a glass of wine, and let's talk about this hair. So, okay, this one says, how do you maintain the hair? Most people have to cut it in a bob when because it tangles so bad. And have you used the Bobbi Boss Ocean Wave? Okay, so no, I haven't used Bobbi Boss's Ocean Wave. I have used the Body Wave. I haven't really had a need to try the Bobbi Boss Ocean Wave because I love Chemo Ocean Wave, which is what I have in right now. And then she was asking particularly about this hair that I have installed now, but it was on a previous video some months back. And she was asking about the, how you maintain Ocean Wave. Well, Kima brand, she has a few different lines of hair. She has the Kima Treasure, then she has the Kima Braid, and then there's like a Curl-A-Con series and stuff like that. In particular, the Kima Braid, the curl patterns under that, which is like the Ocean Wave, the Ripple Deep, Brazilian Twist. I don't know, she got several different ones, and actually some new ones that, was just released a few months ago. What I do, y'all know, like, I'm lazy. Y'all know that when it comes to my hair. So maintenance, I don't. What I do is at night I put it in a pineapple, and in the morning I take it down. That's what I do. Now, yeah, it will get tangled. I mean, this is synthetic hair. I can't say that enough. When you're getting crochet braids, it's synthetic, okay? No hair is going to be maintenance free. There's no hair that you're going to get that's not going to tangle. There's no hair that you're going to get that's not going to frizz at some point. It just is. But the good part is we're in this natural movement where a little frizz and a little kink ain't gonna stop a thing. So all I do is when this hair starts to like get matted, like in the back, in the nape area, which is where all crochet hair is going to back, just pull it apart. Just take it, find you a strand, and just pull it apart. And then sometimes you'll get these little straggled ends. Just clip them. That's it. That's it. Now, Kima Braid, this particular series can tend to get a little dull, so I will use like some kind of light oil, nothing that's going to cause any kind of buildup. I really don't mousse it much. I do stay more with water and oil when it comes to this brand. Some brands you can use mousse, but some not so much. And the best thing to do is to test it, because there's no way, this video will be way too long. So I can't go through individually and say, use mousse on this, and this brand. It's just not feasible. But the best thing to do is to just test it out. If you have some leftover hair, take some mousse and put on that hair and just see, how it does. When it dries, is it flaky? Did it get too stiff? Is it still sticky? Is it a residue sitting on it? How's it gonna do? And then just go from there. And if that doesn't work, then try something else. But for the most part, I use water. I use like a light kind of oil, like an almond oil or flaxseed oil or coconut oil, anything like that. Or I'll use the water and oil in combination of the two. Those are basically the things that I use to take care of my crochet hair. So this question was about the Congo Curl, the Zuri V8910 collection. She was asking how long does this hair last? Now for that brand, the hair is so kinky, it's so rough, and it's one of those that the older it gets, the better it looks. So you could definitely get your 8 weeks out of that, probably more, but I just don't suggest leaving up any protective style more than 8 weeks. But, you know, if you wanted to, you could. That brand, that particular curl pattern from that brand, you could probably get away with longer than that. But in general, crochet braids can be left in anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. It really just depends on a lot of different things. But one being the texture of the hair, two being how you are maintaining the hair. Those are the most important right there. But you know, if you are taking the time to do all the right steps, which is what I don't do, which is, you know, a silk pillowcase, or putting it up in a bonnet, you know, making sure you do, you know, a shower cap. You get up in the morning and you separate the hair and you spritz it with a little water to get it right. If you do that every day, then you're going to get your 8 weeks out of that hair. It shouldn't be an issue. Also, installation does matter. Like if you're not a strong braider, if your braids are not secure, you know, you don't have to be a strong braider to wear crochet braids, but if you're trying to get your 8 weeks out of it, you want to make sure that your braids are secure. And if they're not tight enough, then, you know, use a rubber band, use some kind of reinforcement to get your braids to be anchored down enough to hold the weight of the hair. Even if you're a strong braider, you don't want to necessarily braid your hair too tight either. Like I know when we braid, we be thinking about longevity, especially when you're installing things like box braids or Havana twists, like stuff like that that's really heavy on the hair. It'll tend to pull down on your braid, and then it'll cause the braid to slip, especially if you have silkier hair like myself. But if you have kinkier hair, you really don't have that issue. If you have like a 4C texture, then you're probably not going to have that much slippage. You're very lucky. But if your hair is, you know, 3C, 3C, 3B, 3A, which I have all three of those in my head, you know, and then especially the twos, and if you're relaxed, man, like use some braiding hair. That's all I can say. Make sure to use braiding hair when you're doing your cornrows. But you know, when you use heavier hair to attach to it, it's not going to last as long as it would if it was just like loose, you know, hair, especially if the braid is not secure. So when you do your cornrows, make sure you use braiding hair if you need to. And then also, if you're not a strong braider, then use a rubber band to reinforce it. But do not pull your hair too much. Not around the edges especially. And that brings me to a whole nother question I get all the time. Or more like, I don't know if it's a question or a complaint. Not for me, but you know, a lot of people that was like, oh, I tried crochets, but my edges came out, you know. And I've been wearing crochets for years, and when I tell them how long I've been wearing crochets, and they're like, you still got your edges? Yes, sis, I still got my edges, because I do not pull on my edges. I just don't. I don't care if it can slip all day, and I will baby hair that stuff down, okay? But I am not going to pull my edges tight just so I can get me a couple more weeks, you know, wear out of the hair, because it don't count. You can wear the hair, but then when you take it down and you start washing and you comb it, and the roots are stressed and they just come on out, baby, it's nothing like that. You don't want to do that. Now, I did one time when I was installing that Bobby Boss body wave, and when I was doing my braids, like I really wasn't thinking. It was too late for me to be trying to do hair anyway, so I was tired, number one. Number two, like I was just trying to hurry up and get done, and I wasn't even thinking about the pressure of my hands and me braiding. I was just going, I had my music on, and I was just going, and I braided it too tight, and I didn't realize until after the fact, after I had it installed, that, you know, you go to lay down and you like, what just happened? You know, like you feel that pain, like, and so in my edges, it did thin. Was it this side or this side? It's filled back in now. I want to say it was this side, like right here. It had really gotten thin right there. And I was, oh my God, like I was gonna take it out, but I ended up taking it out anyway for other reasons. But y'all know that, y'all watch that video, I'm sure, and if you haven't, then go check it out. But yeah, I ended up taking it out anyway, and yeah, it did thin. Now that's been like a month or two ago, and it has grown, filled back in now pretty much. But so just be careful with that, okay? And just, yeah, you can get about 6 to 8 weeks out of your crochet, out of your protective style. Okay, this one is also about the Congo curl, and they were saying that the hair looks like it would tangle or frizz. Again, the synthetic hair, yes, it's going to tangle and frizz. It's going to do both. It might not do it 1 week. It might not do it the second week. For sure, it's going to do it by the third week, and that's any hair. It's just going to do it. I mean, it's synthetic hair. But there's ways to combat that. We've been through that. Okay, what hair do you suggest? Okay, for less maintenance. Okay, so if you're new to crochets, or if you just don't have time to maintain it, but you want it to look good without having to do anything, then I would suggest doing like Freetress has a series that's a wand curl series where they have all these different ones. I think Model also has a series, a wand curl series, and they're like they're crazy names. It's like Fresh Wand Curl, there's a Ziggy Wand Curl, I don't know, if they don't have 20, they got 50. Like, there's all different kinds of wand curls that they have, and they're all a really kinky texture. And to me, the older they get, the better they look. And they, first of all, if you're not good at like knotting the knots, or you're worried about, you know, slippage, they're so kinky, so you don't have to worry about the knots like slipping, and you don't really have to do much to it. The only thing I would do is pineapple, you know, the hair at night, and then get up in the morning and fluff it how you want to, and then go on about your day. Okay, this one is about the hairspray method. They're asking about the Got to Be Glued spray that I used on that video, and asking if it made a big difference in keeping the knots from slipping. All right, Got to Be Glued? No, it didn't. I think I said that it was probably in the review and not that actual installation video. I use the hairspray method. Now, if you guys are familiar with the hairspray method, I have a video on how I lock my knots. There's several different methods. One of the methods is, of course, my favorite one, which is the hairspray method, because it's easier, safer. It's better if you're doing it, you know, on your own head. If you're trying to sit the back of your head, like, it's the easiest method for me. So I use the hairspray method. I usually use the L'Oreal Firm Holding Spray. I've had that for forever because it lasts forever, because it's the only thing that I use it for is just to lock knots. But I ran out, and so I ran out of it, and I didn't know, so I had to use what I had. What I had at the moment was the Got to Be Glued hairspray, and it was a flop. It didn't lock my knots at all. Not at all, like, period. So I do not like that hairspray. And then I do try Pump It Up. Pump It Up will secure it, but Pump It Up takes a long time for it to dry. So if you're going to use the hairspray method, go get you some L'Oreal Firm Holding Spray, and that should work better for you. Okay, so this one, she was just telling me that the hair is beautiful, and she liked the install, and then she wanted to know where did I find the hair, which brings me to make it a generalized question, where I get my hair from. Now, a lot of the time I get my hair from Beauty and Beyond. Yes, they do have a website. I want to say it's beautyandbeyondco.com. I want to say that's what it is. I think that's what I heard them say on the radio. But yeah, so they do have a website. But I usually go to those are my local beauty supply stores. They have several of them in the capital city, none in my actual city, but since I commute, it's not a big deal anyway. So I go there. If they don't have it and I have to go online, there's a few places I go. I'll go to ebonyline.com, which I've heard a lot of bad things about them lately, but half of my wigs, if not 75% of them, come from come from Ebony Line. And then I've ordered a lot of crochet hair from them. Not a whole lot, because Beauty Beyond, they have such a huge array of hair. So it's a rarity that I have to go order it. But I have ordered some from there. And I didn't have a problem. But I've heard horror stories. So, you know, please don't come at me if something happens. Like, I don't know. It's not happened to me, but I have heard things. So order, you know, at your own risk. But so it's Amazon.com, Sam's Beauty. I have ordered from there. The only thing I don't like Sam's Beauty shipping. Like the shipping price is a bit high to me. It's a bit excessive. Now it'll come fast, like it'll come real fast, but it's just, I don't know, the shipping is just a little high. And then I ordered from Amazon. I've ordered from Amazon. We have Prime, so it'll come in, you know, a couple of days. And you gotta worry about paying the shipping fee and all of that mess. So those are the 3 places that I would go online. There are several other places. I just haven't experienced them. Those are the ones that I use, and I rarely use them because, like I said, Beauty Beyond, they really been stepping up their game. Okay, so I get this question all the time. This isn't even an instructional thing. It's just they want to know what hair I had on at the end of my video. A lot of my videos, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was like, I had went through the whole crochet phase, and that's when everybody was like, oh, you need to do YouTube, and I never would do it. And then when I got into wigs, I was like, oh, you know, I'm feeling this. You know, I was kept ordering all these different wigs, and people were still asking, well, how come you haven't done a YouTube? And so that's when I started my YouTube, was when I was wearing wigs. And then when I got tired of the wigs and I wanted to go back to my crochet, then I ended up with the crochet channel. So, but at the end of a lot of my videos, I use a clip that was supposed to be my exit video that I recorded literally just on this black backdrop behind me, and I had this wig on. It was a sensation. It was called Sensational. Okay, the wig was made by Sensational. It was a Kinks & Co. collection, and the name of the wig was Showstopper. I'll insert a picture of the hair. I'll insert a picture of the hair here. I get that question all the time. What hair is this? This is not crochet hair. That is a wig. But if you're wanting crochet, I would say that hair resembles a water wave, like a picked out water wave, which means install it, then separate some of the curls, and then frame it to your face, and you should probably get just about the same, if not exact look. But that is a wig. This one is, do you wash the synthetic hair before installing it? Not a lot of times. I don't. I probably should, I'm sure. I mean, it's probably terrible, but I don't. I really don't. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I can say that if I get the hair and it's got like a weird smell or something, then yeah, of course I would. But I just haven't had that issue. And I know, you know, this hair has probably, you know, been in a warehouse somewhere, and, you know, it's been through all of this processing and stuff, and probably has excess stuff on it. So I probably should, but I don't. So, you know, to each his own. Whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable with, do it. My daughter, however, she has a allergic reaction to the alkaline base that's on the crochet hair and on the braiding hair. So for her, I do have to wash it. I have to do the apple cider vinegar rinse. And if you haven't seen that, and if you have allergies, you know, or if you're allergic to, you know, crochet hair, there might be hope for you. Check out that video. I'll link that also. So check that out, where I am getting that coating off of it and then washing it out and letting it dry, and then I install it. So I have to do that for my daughter. But for me, thank God, because Lord knows I'm allergic to everything else, but I haven't been allergic to this hair. how to keep the knots from slipping. Of course, we've already been through some of that, but I have a whole video dedicated to how to keep your knots from slipping. So check that out. They want to know how I keep the braids from slipping out, like how to keep them tucked. Okay, so she's not talking about this hair. She's talking about the cornrows. Like in my videos, which I never show that, and I probably should, but when I'm doing clients' hair, it's easy for me to, when you're doing the cornrow, to take the tail of the next cornrow and braid it into it, so you don't have tails all over the place. But when I'm doing my own hair, I'm not able to do, it's not as easy. The hand position is just not easy like it should. I don't know. It's just not as easy for me to do that method in the back of my head. So what I do is I end up with a whole lot of, legs left from my cornrows. So what I do is I take my crochet needle and I stick it through the base of the cornrow and pull one of the other legs through it, if that makes sense. And so that it tucks itself into the braid. And now for most people, if your hair is thick enough or if it's coarse enough, or if the braid is secure enough, then it shouldn't move. It shouldn't slip out during your styling, during your wearing through the entire installation. It should not move. But for some people who have thinner hair or who have really, really silky hair, then sometimes the tail of the braids can move around and, get stuck. So what I do is I take the tail of it and I stick it. You know what? Let me show you. Come on, Quee. Y'all know. Let's get her back out. Let me show you. Let's see. All right, so for instance, we'll take this one and pull it through the bottom of this braid, through the base. Okay, and so under normal circumstances, I would take this and just put it all the way through, until it's completely tucked, right? So sometimes it'll get to the point where it wants to move around. If this wasn't tight enough, or if the hair is too silky, or if it's thin, then this could just, move around anywhere, right? Especially when you have hair, when you put weight of hair on it, especially like a braid or something, right? So we want to be able to secure it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the needle not only into the cornrow, not just into the base, but I'm going to insert it into the braid that's running through it. So we would go in through here. See, I'm in the cornrow, and then again through this braid here. Okay, then let's see. That's how you do that. And then, however you want to lock it, if you need to lock it, you can. And again, of course, locking knots, check out that video. But that's what I mean. And you can do that as many times as you need to, on wherever you need to. Just stick it through both so that way it's not going anywhere. Okay. Because that was kind of hard to explain without showing you. So let's see what else we got. Okay, so she's asking about cutting. She wants to know, like, am I just cutting random pieces? She wants to know my system for how I cut my crochet. Okay, so how do you explain that one? I am not a teacher. Bear with me. So first you want to do is have you a good pair of scissors. I do not mean those scissors that's like $2 at the beauty supply store either. Like, go to Sally's and get you a good pair of scissors, okay? Because I got both, trust me, and I cannot cut with those beauty supply scissors. I just can't. They are pretty, and I use them to cut the packaging open if I need to, or cut the little wire that holds the hair, and that's it, period. My hair scissors, it only cuts hair, and my family knows I better not catch them with my good scissors, cutting something that ain't hair. So that's the first thing you want to do. I keep them, you know, they're really sharp, and I literally don't even have to close the scissors. They're gonna cut it all the way through. And basically all I'm doing is like razoring it, if that makes sense. Why does it sound dirty? But you know how back in the day, when they were cutting bobs, and I think they still do this sometimes, they take like the razor and kind of go down the hair and shape it that way. That's basically all I'm doing with the scissors. Because I could do it, I've done it with the razor before as well. It's just easier with me, like as far as, you know, it's comfortable with scissors. With the razor, you just kind of, yeah, I don't know. But all I'm doing is basically razoring it. So, I mean, it's not just random pieces. I'm just basically kind of just shaping the hair because I like for it to be layered. And so I start wherever I want the hair to start and just go down. But if you're new, if you're new to cutting it, then start low and work your way up, okay? Because, you know, you just don't want to go too far and end up with, you know, a piece of hair that's like up here and, you know, with bangs, with the crochets, you know, whatever. But just, oh my God, it's so hard to explain. But you just grab it and just work your way down with the scissors. Just work your way down and just like you're razoring it and do it that way. Oh my God, I hope that helps. I know that sucks so bad because I really don't know how to explain that to you. Just the thing is, just remember when I'm doing my videos, I am like speeding through it, like that's fast forwarded, because nobody wants to sit there and watch me for 30 or 45 minutes cutting my hair. But know that it takes that long. I take a while. Like, it's not as fast as what you think it is, okay? I'm fast forwarding it because I'm, you know, taking into account y'all's time. So when you're doing it, do not think that you got to cut this hair in 7 minutes, okay? Take your time because it literally can take me. Now, ocean wave like this one, I maybe cut it for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. But that's because I've been wearing ocean wave since, I don't know, for like the past 3 years, like at least. I know it was 3 years because the first time I had it was on my wedding. And yeah, so I'm used to this hair and I know how it's going to act and I know how to cut it to get what I want out of it. But everything else, everything new that I tried, I probably clip that hair for a good 30, 40 minutes. Really do. Like, just I take a minute and I go down and then I look, stop and I look and I get the mirror and I get in the back and I'm looking, okay? So don't think it's just as easy as it looks, okay? Like, it's just clipped into this little 7 to 10 minute video. But take longer than that, okay? It'll be worth it. So I think that's it. There are other questions, but this video is getting way too long, and I'm taking way too much of y'all time. So if y'all have any other questions, please hit me in the comments. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I appreciate all of you, and I will see y'all next time. Peace and blessings.